I like to call upon TTM Satish Menon. So, the brighter side of everything. TTM Satish Menon, the brighter side of everything. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Now, all of us have heard this saying of make in India, buy Indian, okay, don't buy foreign goods. And this saying is not new. It is there from a long time. Okay? Even during independence times, fight, Mahatma Gandhi always used to say that buy Swadeshi. Okay? So it's not a new thing. And I decided when I was growing up to imbibe this in my daily life. And accidentally, coincidentally, whatever you can say, it got imbibed in my daily life with one of the earliest inventions that India has given to the world. Can anybody take a guess what it is? It's the big, round, and beautiful zero. Now, we all know that zero was given to us or discovered by the Indian astronomer Aryabhatta. And zero makes a lot of difference in today's world. It's one of the, I would say, the single unique thing in numbers. Okay? A zero on the incorrect side can do a lot of damage to your academic career, to your bank balance, anything. Okay? And to me, it all started with the zero being on the wrong side of certain subjects that I was forced to study in school. So when I was growing up, that time you didn't have a choice to say what you can study and what you couldn't study. There were just the set of subjects you had to study them. Now, I was good in certain subject. I did not like other subjects. I would not say I was bad, but I did not like them. So if you don't like something, you don't develop an interest for it. And the best part was that the zeros came into effect when the marks used to come for the exam. For the ones which I did not like, it used to be preceding zeros. For the ones which I liked, it used to be trailing zeros. So say maths and science, it could be 07, 08, 09 out of 50. English, history, the other languages, geography, social sciences, it could be 80 out of 100, 90 out of 100, in some cases 100 out of 100. So zeros on the left, zeros on the right, all came to play a good part in my life. And some of it was not without a sense of tragedy. No parent liked their children to get leading zeros. And my father was also in the similar category. Every time I took my report card to him and said, please sign the report card, he used to look at it and say, maths, you could have 08 out of 50. Physics would be 09 out of 50. So his eye would only go on that. Because every parent at that point of time wanted their wards, children, to become an engineer or a doctor. We didn't have any other option like we have today. That time I couldn't go and tell my dad that I want to be a radio jockey because there were no radio jockeys in the 70s. There were, but only far and few. I couldn't tell my dad that I want to go and become a chef. I couldn't tell my dad I want to go and become a copywriter. So there were only two options, either maths or science, engineering or medicine, or at the most chartered accountancy. Now for all the three, you need good marks in maths. My marks in maths were nothing to write home about. Everything, every time it was the zero that was leading and not the zero that was trailing. Somehow when I passed out of school, thanks to the trailing zeros in my social sciences and languages and not much to the maths and science, I went into college. Now, college also, you were just pushed into college and said, you have to become a doctor, you have to become an engineer. Nobody gave you a choice to say, what do you want to be? So it was very much clear. It's like binary, yes or no. So either you're in medicine or you're in medicine. But here you are in medicine and you are also in medicine. You're in engineering, you're also in engineering. Okay? So I went to college, and that was the ultimate, I would say, uh, what I could always feel as something that I've done which no others will do. That was getting 0 1 out of 100 in a science subject. Anybody else would have cried, gone into depression, but not me. I was happy. At least I proved to myself that I don't like this subject. And who would get 0 1 out of 100? I sat and thought about it. Not many. Who would still be happy about it? Not many. My father came to know quite late when the annual exam report came out, and it showed that I had flunked in one subject. He was not very happy. Again, the leading zeros played a large role in that. But when I started working, I found out that the leading zeros or the trailing zeros did not matter. To that extent, I never used my degree. No one even asked for my degree when I applied for a job. The first job that they applied, they only asked me, "Can you speak well?" I said, "I can." So they said, "Here is the software, go and sell it to stockbrokers on Bombay Stock Exchange." So here I was walking up and down Bombay Stock Exchange selling software. Today, what people call as elevator pitch. I used to do staircase pitching way back in the early 90s. And that is what got my confidence. Opening the door, speaking to stockbrokers, you only get 2 minutes. Today, you use table topics to practice. I practice that in real life. The second job I went into, the interviewer only asked me certain things. And he also looked at my degree certificate and said, "There is nothing great to write about this." I said, "Yes, there is nothing great to write about this." "So what do we talk about?" Then he generally asked about my taste for music. And apparently his taste for music and my taste for music rhymed. So for the next 1 hour, we were only talking about those rock bands. And he gave me the job. That is what started my career and brought me to where I am today. But when I asked him, "Why did you kind of give me that job?" He said, "See, I found that you had something that you could connect with people, you can speak to people, you can learn things quickly. That is what I wanted." So you might ask, why did I not learn physics? I could have learned physics, yes, but I didn't have a liking for it. And that's very important. If you don't like something, don't do it. Okay? Go do something which you like. Because end of the day, it's all about your like and your dislikes and what you can do better. It's not about wanting to do something because somebody wants it to do, you to do it. Okay? I've always said a lot of times that we should not push somebody to something because we couldn't be that person. We should try to make somebody something that they're unique, where they have a liking for. So next time you don't want to do something, don't do it. Better go and do something which you feel that you can excel, you can be better, and you have a bright chance of making a difference and being a better person. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Next, we will move on to the next evaluator. Now, I would call on our club's VP Education, Toastmaster Kumaravel, to evaluate our club's president, DTM Satish Menon's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Kumaravel.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prince. Yeah, so like to, I think it was a wonderful speech. I would say I was even motivated more by listening to speech. In terms of great usage, right? Especially the important points, or I would say the points I'd like more, right? Whenever it comes to humor, there is a pattern in it. Okay, there is an event and there is an expected outcome, and but something is happening completely opposite to the expected outcome. Okay, so that's when humor happens, right? So, for example, he used something like this, right? Zero came, whether the zero is trailing zero or leading zero, it has value. But he said when zero came before my marks, it had an impact, or it came, it had an impact in my marks, right? So that he said, and then similarly said, like, when he got failed in a subject, it's expected that he get upset and other things. He said, at least I was not upset and others upset. So that, he tried humor and it worked. And similarly, he compared with the elevator speech, right? Almost everybody talks about elevator speech, and he said, I did a staircase speech. And another, the last one, he got a job for not for his capability, the expectation of the company. He got a job for talking about the music, right? So that's complete contradiction that brings humor. So these are the places, if you observe, I think he consciously used these patterns to make humor. In terms of improvement, overall, I felt like humor sprinkled motivational speech. Because it's ended with a speech if you don't like do something, just keep doing it. Just look for something that you interest you more and able to do that. And to conclude, I would say he leveraged humor as a like a breeze. Okay, it could have been stronger, like a pouring rain. There is a possibility in it because the content has really had a space for it. So that's all I had, sir. Overall, thank you. Yes.